Good morning, everyone. It's Nathan Dubrow here at Daniel Boone Park in Ipswich, Massachusetts, USA. It's currently about 7:45 a.m. and about 6 degrees Celsius or 43 degrees Fahrenheit. So this Daniel Boone Park is what I would consider a migrant trap, or a place where a number of birds stop over during migration, either in the spring or summer or fall. So right now, a lot of birds are moving from the south going north, and they typically fly at night. And then once it becomes daytime in the morning, they find a suitable place to stop and rest and feed and refuel. And then once the winds are favorable once again, such as during a south or southwesterly wind at night, they will continue to move north. So here this morning, I've heard a number of warbler species, including Ovenbird, northern parula, black-and-white warbler, black-throated blue warbler, potentially a chestnut-sided warbler, and I also was able to see a Cape May warbler, although it didn't sing for me yet. There's also a common yellowthroat down by the pond, which I'll show you later. So I'll take you on a journey today of a wonderful spring morning in Massachusetts. There's also a Baltimore oriole singing, so that's another wonderful sign of spring. Here we have the black-and-white warbler, an aptly named bird. It is one of the few warbler species which creeps like a nuthatch or creeper, picking small invertebrates from bark and leaves. Their song sounds like that of a squeaking wheel, like so. A really fun species to observe, these birds are fairly common breeders throughout MDI and Maine. This one is a Lincoln sparrow, a species within the same genus as song and swamp sparrow, Melospiza, but much more difficult to locate. This individual enjoyed exploring a particularly poison ivy-covered dead tree. A bit smaller than the song sparrow, these birds exhibit a gray supercilium and auriculars and a buffy malar in breast with thin streaking. The next bird I found was a gray catbird, as its scratching attracted me to its location. These birds are mimics just like the mockingbird, although far less achieving when it comes to making other birds' calls. Here we have Baker's Pond, the center point of Daniel Boone Park, and along its edge, common yellowthroat. As their name suggests, these birds are quite rarely found throughout their range, and love to skulk around. The next bird I found was a beautiful black-throated blue warbler, also feeding along the vines of poison ivy. These birds have a very interesting buzzy song you can hear in this clip. They also seem to be quite common this year on migration thus far. The ruby-crowned kinglet is an incredibly active little bird, so pardon my camera work. These are fairly early migrants, and this may be the last one I see this spring. Here it is, floating around and feeding on insects. One of the more musical songsters of mature deciduous forests is the wood thrush. I found this bird simply resting on a stick, and it appears they may be nesting on the south side of the pond for the second year in a row, which is super exciting because they're a declining species across much of their range. A bird that looks like a thrush, but is actually a warbler, is the Ovenbird. They sing a very loud song that sounds like teacher, teacher, teacher. They tend to stay on the ground and forage for insects, and then build a nest, which looks similar to that of a domed pizza oven. Finally, after a brief view of some painted turtles, the drake mallard decided to swim near. He may have a partner nearby incubating eggs, as we saw him and a female earlier in the season, but only time will tell if we get some ducklings on pond.